Hi everyone, this is Ehab. If you use SharePoint and looking to utilize AI, Copilot, this video is a must for you. In this video, I'll share with you the SharePoint Advanced Management Innovations for AI and Copilot. There is a lot of prep, no question, that you need to do before considering any AI platform on your existing data, especially if you don't do compliance, governance on a regular basis, you don't have a well-thought architecture. Using AI, if you have any information sitting somewhere that doesn't belong, that information now will easily surface for users. There are a lot of things to consider. For example, access to everyone except external users. That's one of the most abused security groups within the SharePoint ecosystem. We know that. What happens about site owners who leave the business and no longer remain with the business? Sites that overshare, don't have enough security groups within them, everything is open. There are a lot of variations and configurations that you as an organization need to be aware of. And that's when Microsoft introduced the SharePoint Data Access Governance. It's been generally available since the end of 2003. However, that's now referred to as DAG 1, and now we have DAG 2 with packed updates, features that would allow us to cover all these scenarios and more to prep for AI and Copilot, and I'll share these details with you in this video. So now, the DAG 2, the SharePoint Data Access Governance 2.0 dashboard is going to provide your administrators with full visibility around your SharePoint environment as a whole. For example, utilizing what's called the permission state report, an administrator can go to that feature, show me every site that's more than 5,000 users, less than 5,000 users, more than 100 users, and so on, so quickly with a click of a button. Traditionally, to do such tasks, you have to do scripts, PowerShell, and it's not very easy to achieve the same results like we can do now. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the problems we know is the overuse of the everyone except external users. Now this very thing is going to have its own reporting utility. So your admin can go show me every site that utilizes such a user group. These site access reviews are only reports for you to have an insight of, but you actually can action them and request input directly from the site owners about the outcome of these reports. So you request an action from the owner of that site so they can confirm whether this is accurate, whether there is a business need for it, or it's just an oversight by design. There is another security and permissioning advanced feature that is arriving to SharePoint and OneDrive. Restricted access control, known as the RIC. So basically what that does, that would link a particular site or OneDrive into an existing intra-security group. What that means, if a user that's not already a member of that particular intra-security group will not be able to access this site and cannot be added to the site without being an existing member of that security group. Basically, that particular control adds an additional control to what site owners and admins typically do when they create security groups either inside SharePoint or through Active Directory. Okay, things are getting exciting now, and I know my colleagues at the digital workplace at work at Transparency, shout out to them, would find this very particular new addition exciting, which is migrating SharePoint sites from one tenant to the other. And this feature is the SharePoint Cross-tenant migration. This is going to be a game changer. So as you know, mergers happen, acquisitions happen, and you would have all sorts of scenarios to migrate certain sites, certain libraries, whole tenant, parts of the tenant into the new owner of that company. That's been happening We've been doing it for the past few years. We have our in-house tools, third-party tools that we utilize to make that transition smooth. But now Microsoft is giving us something within the Microsoft ecosystem that allows us to do this migration between tenants. To be honest with you, this should have been available a while back, but Microsoft took on the feedback from users and from professionals who do this thing day in, day out. And now we are going to have this feature, which is now in public review. And of course, we have more AI tools that we could utilize. Remember, AI, it's not only to generate content through Copilot and similar experiences within Microsoft, but as professionals who manage and deal with the tenant and content, we have AI tools as well. And this new addition is going to help us set content policies to SharePoint and OneDrive. So what this would do, it would analyze, look into your data, and make recommendations on how this content should be permissioned and accessed. Another handy feature, which is the SharePoint inactive sites feature. What that basically does, you set the inactive sites policy with what works with your organization compliance rules. When that timeline hits, the owner of the site would get instructions of actions that they need to do and whether this site should remain active within the organization. This is really good, especially if you deal with SharePoint migrations and you take sites from, let's say, SharePoint 2013, 16, 10, etc. You see some sites have been there with content that haven't been used for 10 plus years in some cases. Such policy would ensure that would never be the case, given that the IT admins and owners of the tenant enforce it to take advantage of it for their data. The advanced management is a game changer to the SharePoint experience within organizations. If you use SharePoint day in, day out, if it's the central point of your data, I highly recommend you speak to someone who understands this. Us, for example, understand the licensing model, the pay-as-you-go model, what are the features that you can use to take advantage of this for your organization, and be AI and Copilot ready. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care for now.